the thing about my condition, homie, stage 4 brain cancer, a lot of people have been touched by this. A lot. And not just like, we're in October, it's like Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Forget the stage 4, forget the brain cancer, just cancer alone. A lot of individuals have been touched by this. Like, a lot. And they don't make it. They don't make it. It's sad to say they don't.
2020, they said 6 months
So
away.
these dates are crazy. June 25th of 2020, the doctors are looking at me and they're like, okay, 6 months. They just kept saying 6 months.
That was after the surgery, or they didn't even talk
right
about
after the
surgery?
And hopefully, before I transition on to the next life, I can leave something behind that will impact others. One of the dreams is a lighthouse. So you know when you're lost in the ocean, like you're just lost deep in the dark, you look for the lighthouse. A lot of individuals that are just in the dark and the cold, but they don't know it. They don't know it, and then there's no lighthouse, or maybe there is a lighthouse, but it's just so cloudy and so foggy, and they can't see it. So yeah, build a lighthouse for like-minded creatives. So your intro, I love your intro. Your intro is everything, word for word, bar for bar, everything that I just is in my essence and my soul. So I stand for everything that you brought forth, and I'm really glad I met you. This is the first time I get to actually share my story.
My friends, welcome back to the Smokey Mirror Podcast, where we dive deep into the creative minds that are shaping our culture and inspiring us all. My name is Jordan Jones. I'm your host and fellow creator, and I'm on a mission to spread knowledge and inspiration to help people like you leave your mark on the world. From artists to musicians to entrepreneurs and more, join me as we explore the intentional act of creation and the forces that drive us to do God's work. As always, support our sponsors, www.scut.shop, the #1 up-and-coming streetwear brand. You already know we're here at the Scut House, recording live in the kitchen, in the goddamn dining room. And of course, our supplement sponsor, Earth Saliva. That's where I get all my whey protein, ashwagandha, multivitamins, etc. Earth Saliva. Taste Earth's wisdom. That's not their official slogan, but I'm going to keep saying it until it is. Today, I'm joined with a guest that I actually met last week when I was recording for Symmetry Fitness. So my boy, Evin Bone, right?
Yes, sir.
First of all, that's a dope-ass name, Evin Bone. You sound like a Mortal Kombat fighter, bro.
That's crazy. You know, I actually have the same birthday as Bruce Lee.
Is that right?
Yeah, 11/27.
Wow, that's
So
fucking
that's crazy.
That is crazy. Well, I met Evin last week, and he had just a really dope spirit. Like, he was high energy, ready to create. And then he dropped a bomb on me talking about he had stage 4 brain cancer and how that's changed his perspective on life. And honestly, just to see how he's persevering through that and grinding just really had me inspired. So I was really looking forward to this conversation, Evin.
Yeah, man, it's a blessing. Appreciate you having me on. Like I told you earlier, man, I had visions of this. I had dreams of this, of, you know, being able to, I guess, share this story, share this testimony. And when it's the second time I hear your intro. The first time I heard your intro was in Symmetry, but the second time I heard it again, and I'm just like, everything that you say, word for word, is exactly what I believe in, I stand for. So the moment I got to see you in action in Symmetry, and I got to see how you were, like, you know, creative, you were in control, you were controlling the conversation, asking the right questions, you were really in tune with what you were doing. So I was like, shout out to Chaz, man. Chaz.
Big
Nando,
shout out to Chaz.
And Symmetry. It's always been good. It's always been good energy, good love over there. And, you know, I was able to run into you. And from there, I was just, that story, man, cancer, is such a huge part of my journey, right? Part of my journey in my life, or where I've been. I feel like that was really God knocking me over the head, like, you know, I got a plan for you. Get right.
I love that. But let's not start with the cancer. We teasing
Yeah.
that. But I do want to start from the beginning, talking about, because I never met anybody from Nicaragua. And you were telling me a little bit about your mom's story, which sounded incredible. So yeah, let's just start from there. Like,
it was actually her birthday yesterday, which is crazy.
Wow, happy birthday, Mom.
Yeah, happy birthday to Mama. It's crazy. Yeah, so the name, right? The name, Evin Bone, which is funny. That's actually not my name, but I accepted it, right? So my actual name is in Spanish, which, you know, being Hispanic, I don't know why, but they slap us with like the 4 names. So my actual name, when you pronounce it, which was the name my mother gave me, is Evin Jose Bone. And then her last name, which is Narvaez. So I got 4. Evin Jose Bone Narvaez. It has a little rhyme to it, right?
I like that.
Evin Jose Bone. But when I came to the States, they said, what's that, bro? That's too many names.
That's Evin Bone.
That's an accent right there. Yo, hey, complicate. Yo, Evin Bone. You like it? I like it too. But, you know, growing up, they played around with it. They messed around with it, and I just took it for what it was. And that was always something, like, people would always ask me, hey, what's your name? And I would always be like, should I tell them the Spanish version, the English version? And it just came to the point where I was like, bro, call me whatever you want. I get Kevin, I get Devin, Evin, Ivan.
That's
but
funny.
it's also, I remember I was going to, I tell people this story a lot because I don't know if anybody else relates, but I'd be going to Disney. This is we live in Florida, Orlando, right? Go to Disney and everybody has the privilege to go in there and pick out their name tag, pick out their cup, their sweater.
Right.
I'm just there like, yo, where's the custom section at? Like, it's just hard because it's EVIN. So, you know, growing up as a kid, I was like, damn, my name really isn't out there like this.
It's unique though.
Yeah, so the name has always been like a story within itself, but now it's more like I accept it. So now it's like, yeah. Sometimes I even go by Bone because I'm like, yeah, you know what?
Bone's a dope ass
Yeah,
name.
and we go through that.
All right, bet. And you said mom had you when you was 15. When she was 15?
Yeah. So shout out to Mama. I don't know what got into this woman's mind, but you know, I'm blessed because, like I said, you know, she had me at 15, 16, and I can just imagine what was going through her mind, what was going through her head, because obviously that's not something that's planned, right?
Right.
It's not something that's planned, so it just, boom, you dropped a bombshell on the family. Hey, surprise. So I could just imagine what went down in the household, what kind of conversations, like what kind of things, you know? So I view it in that kind of way because it's like, you had an option. She really did have an option. You know, if she really wanted to, she could have erased.
Right.
Nah, this never happened. She said, nah, this is mine. This is my firstborn, and I'm going to stick through it, which I give her huge, huge props because what she did was, that decision that she made was, all right, I'm going to give up on my dreams. I'm going to put my dreams on the backseat. I got to take care of my son now. Right, so I was the first. And I guess after she made the decision and she committed to it, she's like, we're going to get 2 more. So my sister came, right? My sister came on June 4th. That's a crazy date, right? So June 4th. My sister was born on June 4th. And then my brother was born on May.
So how old was she when she had by the time she had all
She
three?
had 3 kids, right?
And she was
In
18
the third
now?
world. She had 3 kids in a third world country before she was 20.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's just pop, back to back. So looking at it back then, like let's time travel back in time, right? Boom. 1998, November 27, and she's like, oh my God, I just gave birth to my first son. So I want to know, like, what did that feel like? What was that? I've yet to actually have a full conversation with her and be like, tell me everything. Just
That would be an interesting
there's
story.
certain things that, you know, it's better left unsaid. But, yeah, there was I think I was supposed to be there. I was supposed to stay there, but some stuff happened. So she made it her mission, right? So I think her being, she's always been, like, quick, like, in tune. So I guess she analyzed the situation really well. She's like, okay, I'm young. I'm a teenage mother. I got 3 kids. What's the future looking like?
Right.
She's like, I got to go to the States. I got to go to America. I got to go to, like, I got to make it. So she did something really, I actually admire what she did. She left us. Not like that. She didn't leave us, but she made a game plan. She's like, okay, I want my family to be in the States. I'm going to go to the States. I'm going to get my documents. I'm going to get everything that I need to get. I'm going to get the legal team. I'm going to get custody of the kids. I'm going to get their visas, their passports. I don't know how she did it, but she was on a mission. And she got it done. You know, she got it done. She was able to get everything that she needed. Next thing you know, I'm full.
Hold on, I thought you was talking about army crawling through stuff. What happened?
Yeah,
tell about that.
Yeah, she, so back then, you know, and I think it still goes on to this day. So sometimes, like, individuals, when they don't really like, especially being from Nicaragua, we have a dictator right now. You know, same thing with some individuals, like in Cuba, dictatorship, Venezuela, dictatorship. So when it comes to stuff like that, some people, you know, are forced to flee. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes people, if they feel like they got no other option and they feel like this is where they need to come to in order to follow their dreams, Some people do whatever it takes. Sometimes that's not within the legal code. Sometimes it is within the legal code. But either way, at the beginning, they call it caravans, but like there's certain trucks, certain pickup trucks that, you know, if you're willing to make it through the border and, you know, swim through rivers, cross your way, there's actually paths where you can go like from Nicaragua and you just move your way up, you know, make it through Mexico, do what you got to do. And I don't know how, but that's something that she endured, she went through. I remember her saying it, you know, swimming through the lakes, getting her, you know, she's right there crawling through it. And there's actually photos. There's actually photos. I think at one point we were at, they call it La Frontera, like the actual border. Mm-hmm. And there's actually a photo of her holding us.
Wow.
Like, at the front of the gate and stuff. Yeah, everything slowly but surely, like these crazy stories and stuff, yeah, they've been documented. They've just been there, picturized and stuff. I actually have, one of the dreams that I want to do is make a movie based on her story. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now that I'm kind of like, you know.
Now you're a movie maker. Yeah, you're a filmmaker.
Kind of in that world, I'm inspired by just the things that have made me the person I am. And I feel like she has such an inspiring story, because even myself growing up, there's a lot of friends that went through the same thing. You know, a lot of single mothers. Funny enough, as we were here, there was a show, 16 and Pregnant, which they made a show about that.
Made a fucking show about that.
I remember my mom, she was back there, and she was like,
God damn it, I could have been on this damn show.
She looks at it laughing like, these rookies, I'm the real.
Facts, though. She had them in a third world country. That's different.
It was crazy. Her birthday was yesterday, so it hit me. I'm like, yo, when I'm 20, my mom 36.
I want to say, how old did she turn? Like 30-something?
When I'm 30, my mom 46. So she's right there with me, you know?
Right.
So I was 24. If I'm 24, it's easy, right? My mom's 40.
Yeah.
So she just cracked 40. She just cracked 40,
Wow.
41. Yeah. So I get to have her, and it's a true blessing. At the beginning, I can tell that it was like difficult, obviously, you know?
Right.
But now it's to the point where she's no longer the teenage mom with 3 kids. Now she's, you know, a full-grown woman, and it just so happens that her kids developed with her. Mm-hmm. So I feel like she has a really good squad. She just cracked her 40s, and she has 3 of us, and I feel like we're a solid unit. You know, my brother's into personal training, so he's doing his business on his side. He's building himself up. My sister, a pastry chef, so she's gonna get the bakery opened up soon. Mm-hmm. And you know, I feel like when it went, everything came back full circle. Yeah,
that's dope. I really want to give Mom a shout out, because I think hearing that story after like talking with you about what you've been going through, I kind of see where you get that like perseverance from, and that drive and determination. So big shout out to Mom, because that's a dope story.
If you see her, she's the type to dress up in like a Pikachu onesie, and she'll come out like, hi, like she's like such, like I could tell that her like kid spirit never left her. Mm-hmm. It's there with her, and man, she did everything that she could to make sure the 3 of us had everything. I felt so bad too, because I remember like I'd be in school and I'd be like, I want that, and I'd go to her, I'm like, can I get this? And it came to a point where I was like, I gotta chill out.
Yeah,
I gotta chill out. I'm putting pressure on her, but she was the type to never say no, always do it. Superwoman, yeah.
Wow. All right, so when did you get it? When did you pick up the camera? Like, at what point did you?
The camera, honestly, I feel like the camera picked me, as corny and as cliche as that is. My dream was not to be holding a camera. I'll be honest, that was never my dream, but here I am, and it opened up a lot of doors for me. I got to meet you. I got to meet a lot of really, really dope people. And now I get to see the vision. Like, I see the journey. Like, I see the mission that I'm on, and I see what I have to do, the checkpoints I have to cross, and I just got to make sure I stay diligent and stay on course. Mm-hmm. But, man, the camera, wow. The camera came, it comes back down to the cancer thing. Cancer took me out of the game, which is what I was trying to explain. And I love it. I love it. So cancer, I get diagnosed stage 4 brain cancer. Remember I told you my sister's birthday, June 4th? Mm-hmm. So on June 4th, doctors were like, hey, there's something wrong with you.
So you had already went to the hospital for something.
Well, all right, let's take it back then. So the camera, that goes into the military, right? Because my original dream was, for some reason, I don't know what it is in me, or in us guys, some of us, but I just want to be in uniform. I just want to be in uniform.
Boy, got the jersey on right now.
Yeah. I just wanted to be in uniform. I wanted to travel the world. I don't know. I would see the commercials. I would see the advertisement, and then I ran into submarines in real life. I remember I was working Wells Fargo. I'll never forget this. World War II vet walks up to my window, and he sees me nice and tight, like, and he just sees the way I'm like handling and talking to him, and he's like, what are you doing here? Just like that. He just looks me in my face. He goes, what are you doing here? He goes, look around you. He's like, you want to be like them? And I go, what is going on? But he had me. I was like, I don't know. He just had me. I was like, around, you want to do this? And he's like, you're a Marine. I could see it. I don't know why, but I was that I don't know. Like, so I grew up without my pops. So to see like a grown military vet, like, you could tell too, he was like, you could tell homie been through some stuff, and he's carrying like a warrior spirit. And it was just something like, when he said that, it just clicked. I was like, that's all I needed. I just needed some type of validation, right? And I ended up finding out later in life that because of the fact that I grew up without a pops, I was always like subconsciously seeking that validation for somebody to come and say to me, like, come here, son, good job. So here comes boot camp. Loved it, man. Loved it. I was like, this is what I needed, bro. This is not no cut for nothing. Like, my mom did her best job, absolute best job. But the type of individual I was growing up, man, I was able to do so much and be able to come home and understand that my mother's love for me, like, she couldn't see me in that image. So every time I came home, it was like switching characters. Like, I'm back to, this is your son. Everything cordial, everything nice. But once I was out, it was just me by myself. Like, and what ends up happening is now I have real, like, I don't know if it was the testosterone, the steroids, or whatever, but I have real, real soldiers in front of my face. Like, oh, you think you're a man? You think you're this? And I'm just like, all right, let's get it. Let's go. I need this. I need to evolve. I need something. And that's the type of learner I am. I hate it. I have to learn the hard way. I got to. I don't know why. Ego and pride sometimes takes a toll, mixed with the adrenaline and the excitement. Such a deadly combination, because it's like, let's go. So before you enter the military, you got to go through MEPS. So that's when the doctors come through, right? Doctors have to clear you. They have to check you. This is interesting. I made it through the qualifications. I did everything. The duck walks, the sit-ups, the pull-ups, the 3-mile runs, the everything. We got through it. And they were looking at me like, oh, yeah, this one's going to be good. Yeah, we need him. We need him. I don't know what happened. They cleared me. Everything was good. By the time I get to Paris Island, get on the footsteps, it's med week. And for some reason, they're looking at me and they're like, nah, there's something wrong with you. You're not supposed to be here. You got to go. June 4th. Just so happens, that's the day they pick me out. Mind you, a whole recruitment class, they picked me out. You got to go home. I gave up everything. I was working at Wells Fargo. I was good. I was going to, financial advisement, just build my way up. Corporate chain, I was going to do the corporate thing. I gave up everything. I convinced myself, okay, I'm going to go full active, 8152, which is crazy because that's security forces. Meaning my job right now, like if I was still there, I'd have to be protecting the embassies. That's my job that I signed up for. Embassies all over the world. And right now, as we speak, there's embassies under attack. So guess where your boy would have been?
Your ass would have been in Israel at the U.S. Embassy.
Wherever they say, we need you to go. And it's like, you got no say. So when I tell you the biggest blessing in disguise, like cancer really saved me, bro. I start having, it's June 4th, they start seeing that there's something wrong with me, but they make it a stigmatism. They're like, oh no, you're blind, you can't see. I'm like, what? What's going on?
So they didn't tell you what was really going on.
They flagged me on an erroneous enlistment because of my bilateral keratoconus, which is a rare stigmatism. So legally, I'm blind because they wrote me, this guy is blind, he cannot be here.
And he drove like 45 minutes to get here, ladies and gentlemen.
And ever since then, I took it on the chin. I went crazy because it came to the point where I was looking at them boys. I was like, you guys are making a mistake. Like, I need to be here. You guys need me. Like, not for nothing, but like, we need each other. Like, you guys have somebody that's willing. Like, I was willing to like go overseas and die. Like, I was happy with dying that way. I was happy with going overseas and dying for a country that I wasn't even born in, just because it gave me the ability to like repay my mom's, like, you feel me? Like, this all ties back to her. I understand that she gave up her dreams in order to raise me, my brother, and my sister. So it's only right that I come to the States and I make something happen, not for me, but for them.
That's admirable.
And thank God he gave me a second chance, bro. And I feel like that's what it was. So I say all of that because June 4th, I get the warning. There's something wrong with you. June 25th of 2020, my head gets open. Yeah, man. So they had sent me back home from Paris Island, which that's another story. RSP, Recruit Separation Platoon. Like, they tell you got to go home. You think you're going to go home? No. Now you like basically a little slave for like 3 weeks, maybe a month, depending on when your ticket comes to go home.
Damn.
They hide you from the other recruits because they don't want them to see what it's like to do this. It's crazy. So
Yo.
Funny. You're not supposed to do this, but there was people sneaking in phones in Paris Island, and I didn't like what they were doing to me. So I stole somebody's phone, and I started calling my recruiter. I started calling back home. I was like, hey, you guys need to do something. I guess I wasn't supposed to do that because I was making cellular calls in a military base to my recruiter. And he was like, are you calling me? Really? From there? He's like, you got to hang up the phone right now. They're listening to us. I was like, oh, my God. I didn't care. It was more,
Yeah.
Funny enough, I come back, and he left the city.
Damn.
Because he was the one that signed me up. He was the one that okayed me, green flagged me, did everything. And by the time I got there, it was a huge error. I actually have I have a lawsuit because I was cleared medically by MEPS. So
you shouldn't have been.
What they did to me, they should have never done. Basically, I should have never gotten shipped to begin with, is basically what they said. And on top of that, it was labeled stigmatism in my eyes, when in reality, it was stage 4 brain cancer tumor. So I'm curious to know if they saw it and they labeled it as something else, or if it was just the eyes. But either way, I left it alone because guess what happens if I open that door? Now it's Evin Bone versus
the U.S.
Hey, I got stuff to do. I could go missing later, bro.
Facts. He said maybe later.
And so I know it took a while because it was still the camera, but let's just a little bit into the military. I end up coming back home June 24th. That's when the plane got down here and I had my first ever seizure. Yeah, the first ever seizure that I could recall, and I had it right in front of my brother. Because I remember just getting home, I'm like, I'm tired. I just want to go to sleep. I go home and I was just asleep. I think my brother came home and he just saw me shaking. And then the foam comes out the mouth, and my brother, oh my gosh. I feel like this is the day I turn not that I turned my brother into a man, but like he realized like, oh shit. And then we also we grew up watching anime. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with Naruto.
Of course.
So my boy woke up his Sharingan that day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's lit.
I tell him all the time, like, bro, I woke up your Sharingan, you're welcome. Because I got to make jokes about it.
Yeah.
So I have a seizure. Boom. My brother sees me. He doesn't know what to do. Of course, you know what I'm saying? I basically died in my brother's, like, arms. Basically, right? He doesn't know. I go unconscious. I lock up. I go unconscious. Boom. My brother's like right there, like just holding, looking, and he's like, what the fuck's going on? Calls 911. So now, everybody's on the way. I come back, right? I come back to conscious, and it's straight out of a movie. I can see my brother, and he's just shook. He just saw his oldest brother collapse on the floor and foam. Like, it looks like I'm getting possessed. For real. And he's just, what's going on? Did this just happen? But then I wake up, and I'm like, yo, it's good. It's okay. I'm relaxed. But he's still shook. But then at the same time that I wake up, fire department comes through, starts asking me questions, and now I get scared because they're like, when were you born? What's your name? And I'm hesitant. Like, I'm hesitating. But I'm thinking, I'm like, I know this. but why am I not saying it?
So you really couldn't, like, you knew it, but you couldn't, like, remember the exact one?
I was trying real hard. And I don't know for what reason, but I'm one of those that avoids hospitals. I don't know why. The more I've spoken to individuals, I realize that it's not just...
You're not the only one.
There's just people that just, for some reason, they know they need to go to a hospital. They know they need emergency care, but they're like, no, it's too expensive. I don't want to do it. And that was me. I was like, nope, you guys are not putting me on. I'm like, no. I could die right here.
Bill, especially the ambulance. Never mind,
like,
go back.
Why do we think like that? Like, yo, you could really be dying. And it's like, nope, I'm not paying the bill. Out there right here.
Right, which is crazy.
They weren't listening to me, though. They took me. And as they take me, I'm looking at mama. I'm like, I'm sorry. Make sure they don't like charge it to the crib, charge it somewhere. I'm like, I'm sorry. And she's like, don't worry, mijo. The entire time, all I'm worried about is this shit's expensive.
Yeah.
I forget my health. I'm just like, who's going like, bro, cancer is expensive. I remember they sent a letter and it had my name and I just remember the zeros.
Damn.
The bill was over $2 million. I'll find the letter.
Over $2 million?
Oh yeah. Chemotherapy, radiation.
Damn.
It was brain surgery. So I have titanium plates in the back of my head, and I have titanium screws back here. And on top of that, I have seizures on a monthly basis. So this is kind of crazy because I shouldn't be able to say this, but it's to the point where it doesn't even affect me no more. At the beginning, they were kind of scary. I'm like, dude, I don't have no control. Yeah. And then it came to a point where it's like, now I feel the aura, I see it, and I just lay down somewhere comfortable, enjoy the ride. And it shouldn't be like that. But it gets scary when I have seizures in front of people because now when I wake up, I got to cater to them. Like, are you okay?
Right.
Bro, I had a seizure on my barber's chair. I'm getting a half A, homie.
Would you tell you like I'm about to have a seizure? Hold on.
I did.
Don't fuck my tape up.
Yo, hey, shout out to Butter. I'm gonna send him this. So and bro, like I really shook him. And to this day, I'm like, damn, I can't believe I put him through that. I don't even care about my shit. I'm like, I can't believe I put him through that. Getting a high fade, he blending me up. He's talking, lock up. Mind you, Butter's big, like Butter big. So he told me, he's like, bro, I don't know what got in you, but you gripped my arm. I locked up. Yeah. And at that point, it's like whatever kind of strength that is. And bro, this is how, when I tell you like God's with me, God's definitely with me. The dude that was in front, doctor.
Nice.
Dude, so he's like, oh, I know exactly what to do. Boom, 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 done. And it's like another crazy one. So my hospital that took care of me is the University of Miami, the Sylvester. They're like, I guess, the #1 for cancer. So they were like, you got to go there. And at the time, like my brother was working for, the University of Miami. I remember I would have seizures. I would be like not feeling well. I'd be sick. And I'd be calling him like, yo, I'm on the way. And he would make his phone calls. He's like, hey, he's coming through. Make sure he's good. Make sure he's that. What do you need? You need IVs? You need this? You need that? So they would always take good care of me. But because of the seizures, because of the cancer, now I have issues living my normal life. The normal life that we all live. So I'm still trying to live this rat race, right? I'm still trying to do the 9 to 5. I'm still trying to incorporate myself into that system, right? But for some reason, doors keep closing on me, right? So I've bounced around so many jobs. But at the time, I was doing deliveries for Amazon all over Miami Beach, running around crazy. By the way, shout out to anybody that does deliveries, mail, FedEx, Amazon, whatever it is. Yo,
I know that shit's hard.
You gotta go through it firsthand to see it. So yeah, they go through a lot. But I remember I was having so much fun just running around crazy, dropping packages off. And I had a seizure, homie.
Damn.
Thankfully, it wasn't driving the truck.
Facts.
I had a seizure after I got off the elevator because I was so like, I guess, I fast also, which is, I did something crazy that day. I had no like real foods in my system and I was doing these deliveries in like 90-degree heat. So my body was just going through it. And the elevator, the vertigo, I guess that's what it did. And yeah, I locked up in an elevator and I got up and I continued my deliveries.
Wow.
But at that point, I'm like, oh, snap, I need to get checked. I need to get checked for real. And this entire time, we've been fighting brain cancer, chemo, radiation, seizures. with like basically no insurance. Because I used to have insurance with the companies, but now because of my condition, I can't really work with companies. Think about it like this. I didn't know this until that Amazon stuff happened to me. So I was contemplating whether if I should tell them the truth or not. And then there was a crazy news story that broke out. In California, there was a nurse, like a doctor, that was driving. She had a seizure on the wheel, homie. I don't know if you remember this. Mm-hmm. She was driving. It was the craziest thing because it's like, yo, who would drive 100 miles into like such congested parking like that unless you really want to do something? And when they looked at her, she had bite marks in her tongue, and she had signs of her being tensed up. So this is where the real crazy stuff happens. Because of my seizures, now I'm a risk when it comes to driving. That's why I always try to find drivers, or I try to find somebody else to drive. But in the state of Florida, you cannot drive. You can't drive unless you have proven to them that you have been seizure-free for 6 months or to a year. Damn. Which is fair. It's fair because I saw what happened in California with that nurse. She's alive, by the way. That was such a crazy car accident. She's alive. She has to live with that, but she had a seizure at the wheel. Someone like me can look at that story and be like, damn, so that's what could happen.
Damn, I made your ass drive like an hour up here.
No, but now, and then here's my thing, right? So now I'm kind of looking at all these things that's really happening. So through Florida law, I can't drive. Okay, cool. So how am I going to get around? And then I look at the transportation system, and I'm like, it's a bit too slow for me, especially for what I do. Like, I need to move around. And you know what's crazy? I feel like even driving is still too slow. I'm about to take out a motorcycle, all black Harley.
You're crazy.
Because I'm tired of being up in the highway and being stuck.
Right, having to wait.
I wanna cruise through. Y'all wanna wait on the red light? Wait on the red light. Move. Let me move through.
You're crazy as hell. Not the red light.
For one, the insurance, that's crazy on me. Insurance.
You ain't got no insurance?
No, I do.
Oh, okay, I want to say, all right.
That's illegal.
Oh, shit, the fucking camera's down. Hold on.
Which one, both?
Yeah, hold on. So last thing we were talking about was the Amazon, how the driving and the insurance and all that. But you were saying you don't have, one thing I'm still back on that price tag, that $1 million price tag. Like, how are you expected to pay for that? Like, how does that work?
I got blessed. Like, no, for real. I got blessed by an angel, anonymous angel. Yeah. From what I remember, Air Force. So the thing about my condition, homie, stage 4 brain cancer, a lot of people have been touched by this. A lot. And not just like, we're in October, it's like Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Mm-hmm. Forget the stage 4, forget the brain cancer, just cancer alone. A lot of individuals have been touched by this. Like, a lot. And they don't make it. It's sad to say they don't. And as an individual that's gone through chemo and radiation, I'm blessed that I got it all at the age of 20. You know what I'm saying? Like, in my early 20s, mid-20s, still there, because I guess my body can fight it. Mm-hmm. I do not want to know what happens to an individual that's already past their prime and they're injecting chemo and they got to take radiation. It's crazy for me because if cancer doesn't kill you physically or spiritually, if it doesn't take you out, how do you come back to this world and still, like, compete, move forward? I don't know how I'm doing it, because it's to the point where now I'm competing with other business owners. It's America, you know what I'm saying? It's capitalistic. So I was in my hospital bed, and I was just contemplating. I'm like, oh, they're giving me 6 months to live originally.
Back when was this?
June 25th of 2020.
2020, they said 6 months to live.
So these dates are crazy. June 25th of 2020, the doctors are looking at me, and they're like, okay, 6 months. They just kept saying 6 months.
That was after the surgery, or they didn't even talk about surgery?
Right after the surgery.
Right after the surgery.
It was so quick because when I had my seizure and my brother called the cops and they took me to the hospital, they instantly did an MRI, and what came back scared them. They're like, oh, we need to do this today, right here, right now. Like, yeah, this is bad. Like it's getting bad. I didn't believe it. I was looking at them. I'm like, you guys are tripping. You guys are tripping. You guys just want money. You guys just want that chemo check. I'm not giving it to y'all. My sister came and I need you. I need you. My brother, yeah, I need you. So it's like, damn, it's no longer me no more. And now it comes back to being the oldest. So like now being the oldest of 3 and also understanding like just how much my mom sacrificed for me. I can't just, all right, cancer, do your thing, take me out. I can't just do that. It didn't allow me to do that. Even when I was in the hospital bed and I was already like, all right, I'm gone, I don't care. It didn't let me do that. So it came to the point where I basically gave up and I said, let's go. Where's the time clock? Speed it up. Let's just move it, bro. Put health insurance on me. Family gonna get a check. They're gonna be straight. Either way, that's funny because when I went to when you go to the military, they do a life insurance thing on you. I don't know if anybody like.
I mean, they got to because your ass about to.
I remember I go there and they're like, oh, by the way, if anything happens to you, your family gets like 200 grand or 125K. I'm like, damn, that's how much I'm worth. But still, I'm like, damn, okay, even if I go out, my family gets a check. So I viewed it like this. I'm like, okay, if cancer takes me out, my family has a check. You know, I trust my brother, I trust my sister. They'll make something out of it. Oh, they weren't letting me go, though. They weren't letting me go. Like, I was denied access to the afterlife. I was denied multiple times. It came to that point where I was already dancing spiritually, where I had left this, because this vessel got filled with so much chemo and so much radiation. I lost it. I lost control of this vessel. I did. So it came to the point where I got lost within my own mind because of how much drugs I was on.
Damn.
I lost count of how many drugs I was on. Just think about it. It's my brain. They drilled it. It's swelling. There's so much pain. There's so much headaches.
Fucking nuts.
Tell me the drugs, bro. Yes. Yeah. Yep. They gave me that. Yep. They gave me that. They did some crazy combinations on me where I'm like, you can mix a perk with Tylenol and morphine and it works.
Sheesh.
Like some crazy stuff, man.
Show them the fucking mask you had to fucking wear.
Okay, yeah. So part of my radiation, my proton radiation, which I think this is insane, and I'm actually gonna whatever. I'll do it with this. So this is what it looks like when you gotta get radiation, proton radiation, especially from my brain. So they basically made a clone model of my face. So if they really wanted to, they could clone me straight up. And this right here, see these clips?
Yeah.
These clips get strapped to a table. So you're basically straight jacket to a table, and it's about 30, 45 minutes in an hour, and you better not move. You better not move. And if you're claustrophobic, good luck. There's no other option. You're and it's tight too. It's tight because you can't move because the laser is so precise.
Damn.
And I remember them giving me this mask, and I was gonna throw it away, but then I decided to keep it. I know I'm gonna do something with this in the future.
That's a raw ass mask. I know it's got some kind of bad.
No, it really. That's what's crazy about it. Like, I'll share this with you. Because of my seizures, I'm able to like. It's gonna sound crazy. I can't believe I'm saying this in camera. Yeah, damn crazy. But because of my seizures, I'm able to tap into like it feels like other realities, other dimensions. So like dreams. I tried explaining this to somebody, but like when I have my seizures, I know it looks crazy over here on Earth in this third world, but I really be going places. Like I'll be talking to my grandma. I'll be going like literally sceneries like this, like just lakes, grass, just outside, just peaceful. Sometimes I will see myself doing things that I've already envisioned or seen myself doing. Mm-hmm. That's why when I got here and the lights set up and everything hit, I'm like, okay, deja vu. I was like, damn, I've been here before. I've done this before. It's happened before. So my seizures let me tap into that spiritual aspect of things. So I could talk to you for days and hours about like what my seizures have opened up for me. Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen the movie Limitless?
Yeah.
Or Lucy?
Limitless is the one with Bradley Cooper, right?
That pill?
Yeah.
Yo, so I'm not saying nothing, but like you mix my chemo, you mix my radiation, you mix all the drugs that they done put inside me, and a little bit of weed, a little bit of shrooms.
I think you got a crazy animated spirit too, because not everybody would just be bouncing off the walls like you. You know what I'm saying? Like you really taking like through all the things you've been going through. It's kind of like you take it, and it's like you don't let it affect you in ways that I could see many people easily getting defeated by it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't seem like any of this stuff could really bother you. Even when they told you 6 months, you were like, yeah, whatever, like, get the fuck out of here. And that was like, what, 4 years ago, 3 years ago?
2020.
Yeah. And
June 25th of 2020.
And like, just to see your spirit and like you still upbeat, real positive, I mean, it's just, to me, it's incredible. But what really stood out to me was when you were talking about like, yeah, like, first of all, nobody ever says, oh, thanks, I'm so grateful for cancer. Like, that shit took me out the rat race. But tell me more about that, and then why, like, how you got to getting the camera, and then what really inspired you to keep pushing and creating.
You see, Jordan, I'm so grateful for you, man, because with the way my mind works now, I jump from like convo to convo, like subject. So if you see me like bounce, just bring me back. So I love the fact you did that. So one more time.
So yeah, like the camera, being a creative, because that's something like when I met you, I realized I'm like, this guy is really serious about creating things. Like, what got you really into that?
So
and keep talking about it. Just fix this camera real quick.
No, it's good. So yeah, what got me to actually pick up the camera? What got me to actually create was the fact that I understood that my time is very limited. So at the time, right now, I am 24, but because of these screws, because of these plates, and because I understand how frequently I'm having my seizures, I'm lucky that I'm youthful. I'm lucky that I'm young. My body can overcome this, but I do not want to see myself still having this many seizures with a 40, 50, 60, 70-year-old body. I don't know if my brain would be able to take it at that point. So now it's like, okay, let's look into the future. How much more time do I have realistically? Mm-hmm. Not that I did the math, but I looked into the research. Individuals that have what I have, the tumor, there's a scientific term to it, like a medical term to it. It's just really long. I'm going to attempt it. It's a glemoclastic like cloma. They're going to laugh because they're like, he butchered it. But it sounds something like that. Yeah, I got that. And when I looked at it, I should have never Googled it.
Damn.
Because they were like, yeah, statistics show that people have lived after it and they can stay living after it. But it's only 3 years. I mean, I'm on my third year.
Shit.
Well, I'm like, in a way, I love the fact that I have an expiration date. And I love the fact that I have already accepted it. Like, I have already accepted that date. But now it's like, I have work to do. Before I go on to the next life, I still have work to do here, right? So I remember my dream was to be a soldier for the military. So when they spit me out from the system and they denied me that dream, I remember going to sleep and praying, like, you know, God, if I can't be a warrior for none of these individuals here, like, make me a warrior for yourself. Like, what's up? Are you recruiting? Are you recruiting? You got a uniform for me? And the reason why I even turned to that was because of the date they gave me, June 25th. They gave me 6 months. That's December 25th. If you want to, you know, for whatever, December 25th, whatever it means to you, I just know that it symbolizes the guy. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is, you feel it. You just felt it. I'm like, okay, he's trying to tell me something. He's trying to talk to me. They're trying to tell me something. They're trying to talk to me. And boom. The seizures. Like I said, I go places in these seizures. And what I've seen is individuals see a camera and they see a camera, right? Cool. But we understand what we're doing. We're manipulating light. We're creating an image. We're telling a story, right? So people might just look at a camera and they might just see like, oh yeah, he's just having fun. Let him, okay, just wait and see. Mm-hmm. I'll mess around and I'll create something. That's really what we're doing. We're creating. And what happened was, I kept having these seizures, and I'm like, oh, my God, I could really leave. My family is desensitized to my death. Homie.
You say that, but...
No. It's to the point where I didn't rush my family to the emergency room. I lost count of how many times. Of how many times I didn't rush them to the emergency room, and I'm telling them, hey, I'm sorry, I think it's today. I've had that convo with them already. Like, hey, I think it's today. And at first, they were like, no, don't say that. No. And then it turned into like, don't worry. It's okay. If it happens, it happens. If not, we're ready. But that's what I mean. Like, Evin had a seizure. Oh, here, Evin had another seizure. Obviously, there's worry, there's care. But, like, do you understand that?
Right.
Basically, like, you know, they've already been through it. It's like the boy who cried wolf. You know what I'm saying? I did that sometimes already. It's like, I think I'm dying. And they're like, no, you're not.
It's not as bad as the boy with Crack Wolf, though. He was straight up
Yeah.
lying. You just didn't know.
I just didn't know. So I feel like I desensitized my family to the fact of me leaving, and I got scared that I was gonna leave and not leave anything behind in this world. That's why when I look at you and I see what you're doing, it's like, Jordan, all right, you have something, you created something, it means something, and the symbology behind it, like there was real creation, there was real, like, I feel like it's an energy, right? So energy cannot be created nor destroyed, just transferred. And what you've been able to do with, your resources is, man, when you broke it down to me, I was just like, this is what it's about, And I just want to leave a mark. My last name is Bone, right? You split up Bone, you have the number 1 in it, and then you have the letter B. So B1. And I feel like that's the message I want to leave before I get out of here. B1, it's really just about unity. It's really just about being one. Right now there's a lot of conflict in the world, and it would all just be resolved if we all would just look at each other and we're like, it's all the same thing. But it's easier said than done. There's a bunch of stuff that come into it, but that's really what I want to do. I picked up the camera because I was scared that I was gonna die and not leave anything behind for my family or leave any type of legacy. So it came to the point where now I'm having conversations with myself. Damn, what are they gonna say or think about me? Like if I die, like God forbid, I could have a seizure on my way home driving. This might be the reason why I was here. And after this, I really could get in my car, have a seizure, or go to sleep, have a seizure. It's just, that's the way I think now. And I'm grateful for it because it lets me live my life to the fullest. It lets me live my life now, but it also leave a mark. And I feel like that's the mark I want to leave, especially the last name. My father gave me that last name. And I haven't seen him. Like when I left Nicaragua, I haven't seen my father in like 20 years. I've tried mending that bridge just because it's like, hey, I'm older now. I don't want bad blood. Let's just mend it. But I want my father to see that name. I want that name to just go and make its way around the world to where he sees it. He's like, oh, shit. Yeah, that'd be dope. But B1, man, that's really what it's about. B1, and I'm gonna throw the oak in there. So B1 oak, B1 of a kind, B1 oak vision, B1 oak production. It doesn't matter. I really don't care.
I really like that B1. That's really, the whole name Smokey Mirror is essentially like a universal oneness philosophy. It's like when I'm looking at you, there's really no difference between me and you. It's really just smoke. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm looking in the mirror, but there's a lot of smoke, so it looks like I'm looking at a different person.
That's right.
And I really do feel like it's simple to understand that, but like getting the entire world to unite and feel like we're one and operate it is hard because there's so much division that seems like it's real, but it's really not.
No, I love that you said that because now it opened this up. I love
Closer
what
to-
we're doing. I love what we're doing though. Exactly what you said. I love what we're doing. Yeah, it's hard, right? It is, but I'm actually really excited because at first I thought it was just me alone doing this, and I ran into you, and I know there's more others out there like us, and I know once we come together, we'll make a like crazy impact. Right now, it's just a domino effect. We're just the first couple dominoes to clash. We just gotta get the other ones to fall down. But that's what I love about what we're doing because we're creating, right? And when you really think about creation, it's open to your imagination. That was a bar. I didn't mean it to rhyme, but
That was a bar.
when you really think about creating, it resembles who you are within the inside.
Exactly.
It came to the point where I get joy creating for other people. Like I'm gonna create stuff for myself, but I realized I get joy out of telling, like, what's your dream? What do you want to dream? Like, what was your dream? Being like thing like that. Because what we do with the camera, what we do with the image is like, bro, we could put, we could make their dreams come true. So
Right,
it's like,
literally.
growing up, I listened to Meek a lot, and his thing was just dream chaser. So that's pretty cool. Watching, like, listening to somebody, and they just constantly put that in your ear, dream chase. And now it's to the point where it's like, homie, I have dreams, and I'm addicted to bringing these dreams, these visions, these ideas into reality. And a lot of the time it's a lot more joyful when I'm doing it with somebody else, because my visions are already in my head. I could close my eyes and it's like, I'm happy. I'm okay. But I want to be able to do that to others, because I don't know, for some reason, but like, when I say that it took me out, like the system, when it took me out the rat race, right? The cancer, I can't work a regular job. I can't work a regular job. When I go and do my interviews, I tell individuals that I might be a liability to your company, just to give you a heads up as a warning. And then I realized, like, you know what? Maybe I'm not meant to work for a company. Maybe I'm not meant to be under somebody. Maybe I'm not meant to be somebody's employee. Maybe the entire time, this entire journey was just stepping stones so I can, build whatever it is that I got to build. And hopefully, before I transition on to the next life, I can leave something behind that will impact others. One of the dreams is a lighthouse. So when you're lost in the ocean, like you're just lost deep in the dark, you look for the lighthouse. One of my biggest fears is just being stuck in the ocean, pitch black darkness, and it's just cold. I don't know why I don't like with the cold, but just pitch black darkness in the cold. And I feel like that transitions and resembles really well to what's going on in this day and age. There's a lot of individuals that are just in the dark and the cold, but they don't know it. And then there's no lighthouse, or maybe there is a lighthouse, but it's just so cloudy and so foggy and they can't see it. So yeah, build a lighthouse for like-minded creatives. So your intro, I love your intro. Your intro is everything, word for word, bar for bar, everything that is in my essence and my soul. So I stand for everything that you brought forth, and I'm really glad I met you. This is the first time I get to actually share my story. Not for nothing, but God gave me the ability to have this powerful testimony. So this is the first time I'm really like on mic, on camera, talking about it. It's been something that's been probably like 2-3 years in the making. Something told me, so my first seizure told me that I was supposed to do this, that I was supposed to be out talking about like my whole entire experience, my whole journey, because it is a walking testimony within itself. In my seizures, I've had visions of me actually turning my story into a movie, which is crazy. I don't know if that was me dreaming or if that was like really reality, but I want to see.
And what's the difference? Like I really do believe that we're put on this. First of all, I believe that we're all aspects of what people would call God, the creator, whatever it is. I feel like all of us as conscious human beings are small aspects of that. So think about the ocean. It's deep, it's super vast, but there's waves that crash and express themselves uniquely, but they're all part of the deeper ocean. And I feel like we're those waves on the ocean, kind of, expressing ourselves, boom, crash, and then we're gone. You know what I'm saying? But then we're still back in the greater thing, which is God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. And so I feel like when I hear your experience with cancer and how it's changed your outlook on life, it's like, look, I have limited time, but which is something we all know, It's like I have limited time, but now it's like I have extremely limited time, and so now it's like I'm not gonna waste it doing things that just don't vibe with me, It's like this job ain't gonna work. Like, why would I want to do a job like that anyway? Like, I want to do something that's gonna feed me and nourish me, and kind of like how you're seeing all these visions and stuff. Like that shit doesn't come out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like where is that coming from? What's sparking you to do that? That's why I say, like, the forces that drive us to do God's work, which is creating things. It's like, what is making me feel like I need to set all this shit up and get a camera to record shit? And I meet you and I'm like, all right, this is why. Like, I need to get people like him to share the message. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like how bees, you're born and they just start pollinating flowers and making honey. Like, they don't fucking know what the fuck is up. It's like, hey, this is just, for some reason, I got the urge to do this. And that's really how I feel. It's like I got the urge to just get a mic and meet people who need their story shared and like, let's fucking make it happen.
I love what you do, bro. I really do. And it inspires me a lot. I said with you, it wasn't always like this. I was terrible before this hit me. So this was like a reset for me to get right. I was terrible. And now I'm just trying to correct those wrongs. To be honest with you, I'm terrified of when I get to clock out for real. I know what's coming. You know, judgment's gonna be crazy on me.
But do you really think somebody's gonna judge you? Because I almost think that's almost like a fear tactic in religion. To me, I feel like the creator isn't really gonna be judging because it understands all the things that you really didn't have a say in, you know?
So you want me to break it down to you?
Sure.
From what I've seen from my seizures?
Yeah.
So when I say judgment, it's not somebody judging me. It's me. It's the mirror. Smoking mirrors, there's no smoke on me. It's me, but it's the real version of me. Like the most ultimate version of you, like the best version of you. Like you said, right? We're an image of the creator. So the creator being the creator, from what I've seen in my experience, now we're going into some crazy spiritual stuff. I'll tap into it. So, boom, I see the creator, right? Looks just like me. I'm like, yo, why you look like me? Think about it. He's gonna present himself. He's gonna present himself in his image, right? So I'm seeing the best version of myself, like, bro, golden. Like, I'm just like, yo, that's me. Sit down. I'm like, huh? I'm listening to myself. Sit down right there. Opens up the book. All right. June 25th, 2016. Play the tape. Explain. And I'm just like, oh my God. And so here's the thing, right? It's not judgment. It's more, it's you. You're confronting yourself and you're going through you're going through everything you did. So like,
facts.
I mean, when I tell you that everything is being documented, like you might not feel like there's a camera on you. Everything is being documented. So whatever you did in this life that you think you got away with, that you think nobody saw because it was just you alone, trust me, the best version of yourself is waiting for you on the other side, and they're gonna get you right. Like that's their job.
Yeah.
Because it's basically Big Brother. So Big Brother's waiting for you, and he's gonna little brother you, but he's gonna get you right.
They're going to be like, so Jordan, it seems like you beat your meat 999
times. Damn, that's why I'm telling you, judgment's going to be crazy because my older self is going to look at me. Going to be like, yo, you look, and you know what's crazy? They're going to make you watch the tape, and they're going to be like, you got no self-control, bro. Look at you. Like, and you're going to be there so embarrassed, like, bro, I thought this shit was like, nobody saw this.
That's so funny.
That's what I've been able to see. That's what I've been able to experience. And then not only that, you ready? God bless her soul, but my great-grandmother is a huge reason why I'm able to be here in the States. When I tell you, homie, I'm like, oh my gosh, angels are with me. I was born in Managua, Nicaragua. There's a dictator like running the show right now. Bro, I'm here with you. Miami, Florida, look outside, look how beautiful it looks. Nice. Like, fam, I'm living a very grateful life and I got a second chance at it. So what's crazy is that my great-grandmother is a huge reason why I'm here, but I didn't really get to build that relationship with her. I didn't really get to, like, you know, see her. And I have that void. She feels that. So sometimes when I have my seizures, she takes that as an opportunity. So think of a seizure as like a broken radio, right? So I have a broken antenna, and basically I'm just shaking because I don't have an antenna to tap into.
Right.
My frequency's up, and I got metal plates and titanium screws, so my frequency really messed up. My grandma, I got you. I'm gonna tune into you. And so I'm able to tune in sometimes to my grandma, sometimes I'm able to tune into Evin in 2050, or sometimes maybe Evin from 2016 that did something that he wasn't supposed to do, and now I'm realizing why. I know why I got hit with what I got hit with. I know why. I did some really stupid things. I never did damage to nobody physically, but emotionally, I did do damage to some sacred hearts, to some special individuals that have a special purpose in this world, in this earth, and I kind of got in the way of it. Just being stupid, just getting in the way of it.
I feel true. You, but is that really, do you really think that's real? What?
I shattered back, and it wasn't during my high school. Yeah, during high school, I shattered 2 sacred hearts that I was not supposed to, like, intertwine with, because those 2 individuals are very powerful individuals, and I kind of just got in their way, and I was just and you feel me? They knocked me upside the head for it.
What do you mean by that?
So by that I mean,
Like Sacred Hearts, are these people like really
so
nice? Like, I don't get it.
I forgot who taught me about the Sacred Heart, but there's some Sacred Hearts that are out there. So there's individuals that are walking out there with just pureness, like just pure heart. Like their soul, their heart is just pure. And I got blessed with that, but at the time I didn't know it was pureness, like it was pure heart. So I was just a guy, being stupid, and I shattered those Sacred Hearts. That came to me in a seizure. Like, for real. They're like, oh, you want to know why you're going through this? Yeah, you did this to this, that, the third.
Wow.
To me, I was just living, but my actions, like the waves you were breaking down. Yeah. The little wave that I did, like the little motion, yeah, those waves caused a lot of like tears, a lot of pain, a lot of hatred.
But you weren't older than 18 at the moment, right? Like, you were a young guy.
That's not an excuse, though, because guess what? Boom, seizure. Homie is waiting for me. Rewind the tape. So, like, when I tell you that, I'm one of the lucky ones because I'm able to tap in and out.
Yeah.
So I'm able to get corrected in the and I know this sounds crazy, but I'm able to get corrected. Like, it's almost like there's an ancestral Marine that's like watching over, and every time I fuck up, he's like, bring him up here. Bring him up here. Rewind the tape. Yo, don't do this. Go back, send him back. He's like, he's right. I don't know.
Sheesh. I mean, all this is making me, I think this is a perfect conversation for me because all this makes sense to me. I be into like spirituality, quantum physics and all that. And I actually recently seen a conversation with this guy. His name is Donald Hoffman, for anybody who wants to check it out. Hold up, let me fix this camera real quick. Time either. But anyway, the guy's name is Donald Hoffman, and he did research basically explaining that evolution has primed our senses not to give us the truth about reality, but just what will have us surviving the longest. So basically what that means is what we see in space and time has no correlation to actual reality. So like this is all really just a simulation, and it really does start with your brain. So that's why it was like when you were talking about tuning in and out, it's like your brain is almost like a radio tuning into like, all right, this is the Earth collective frequency. You know what I'm saying? So like everything, we're kind of just like none of this shit would exist if we weren't looking at it. Like once we turn around, this shit is not there. It like renders. And so like with all that being said, it's like if the world isn't exactly what we think it is, and it is all in our head, we can change the world just by changing the way we think, act, and feel. You know what I'm saying? So like that's really powerful.
Oh man, you see how happy I am?
Yeah.
Because what you just said. I'll break it down to you like this, right? We work with cameras, right? So the camera, that's the brain. The lenses, that's the eye. You know what I'm saying? So it really is like that.
And it's really like when people are seeing it, it's like they're sitting there watching the shit. And this is what else is really crazy to me. And I've had this experience watching other videos. It's like your brain, the only reason you're seeing this is because your brain like made it to the point where it's like you need to see this and you should tune in. And like now you're talking to yourself through me somehow. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're tuned into my video, but really it's like you're listening to things that kind of like you said, the Marine upstairs like wants you to hear. And it just took me to somehow like, or you or whoever's on the camera to give that message, and like you're receiving it now. It's kind of crazy.
I love it because now they're allowing me to share this, which is the frequencies. Everything is a frequency.
Frequency and vibrations. Yeah.
Everything really is a frequency and a vibration. I've seen things levitate because there is such strong sound and magnetism and frequency. So everything really is ones and zeros. Everything really is ones and zeros, but our brain processes it to the reality that we live. I love how you broke it down. I really do. I love how you broke it because you got it.
Yeah.
You really do got it. Now, how do we show that to the world though?
Right.
That's where I'm at now.
I think for me, it starts with like, I'm a living testament to all you got to do is just figure out what you want to do and then just start taking steps towards it. I mean, I've been blessed. I got parents that take care of me and I've been really lucky, but what I'm really trying to get in people's minds is that it starts up here. Like no matter, like it's hard because the shit you see around you and the things that you can hear from others can be telling you, and your brain can even think like logically, what you're saying right now makes no sense. Like I can't just do whatever I want. But it's like literally that mindset is what's limiting you. Like the only thing that really limits us is ourselves. And so that's why they try to teach us like, oh, this is the right thing to do and make sure your 401k and all this shit. Because they want you to think like, all right, if I think this is the only way that I can make it, then it's true. Whatever you think and believe becomes real for you. Like your brain's literally like a reality generator. So like if I believe that I can be unlimited and limitless, then I can make it happen. Even if everything that's in front of me is telling me otherwise, as long as I can get myself to believe it, it'll be true. And there's a couple ways that you can illustrate this. One, the placebo effect. There's been plenty of documented cases of. There's actually one where this guy was locked in a train car that was like, it was like a frozen, kind of like you walk in a fridge, like those walk-in freezers. There was a train car on a train, and he was operating in it, and he got stuck in there, and he's like, fuck, like, he was writing this journal like, oh, it's getting colder and colder, like I feel myself like fading away. And he ended up dying, but it was 55 degrees in the fucking car. So like in his mind, he was freezing to death, and he believed it enough that it actually happened. Placebo effect, everybody can document that. It's like I give you a water pill and you realize, and I tell you, hey, this is going to cure your brain cancer. And all of a sudden your brain cancer disappears and it's like, oh shit, what the fuck happened?
What happened? Yo, Jordan, you read my mind, brother. Can I go on a little? Like,
go ahead.
It goes hand in hand exactly with what you said. So, boom. Now I'm trying to live with, I survived. Okay, boom, I survived cancer. Okay, now let's keep going because the world doesn't stop. Let's keep going. 401ks, all that other stuff. That's what's going in my mind. I'm like, oh my God, I'm behind. Like, I got med bills and some serious medical bills on top of that with this game that I got to play. And in my head, I remember getting, the mentality, it happened. All I would see and all I would be is like, oh man, the job, the college, the degree, the thing. Everybody else around me is doing this, is doing that. Like this one got married, this one graduated, this one did that. And I'm in a hospital bed and I'm just like, just let it go.
Right.
Stop resisting, just let it go. I just let it go. And once I started shifting this, oh my gosh, it's really freedom. Mm-hmm. It really is freedom once you realize that it's perception. It's perception. How you see it in your mind and how you put it into reality, it's real. I placebo affected myself into really thinking I was limitless, that I was Lucy. So when I would be taking my chemo pills in my head, I'm like, this is not a chemo pill.
Show them the chemo pills too.
Oh, snap. I did bring it on. Yeah, might as well. Hell yeah. So these are my seizure pills. I can't go anywhere without them. Yeah. Those are my seizure pills. And then I want to know why technology has gotten to the point where we have chemotherapy literally in a pill form.
I mean, it's better than getting strapped into that table,
It
ain't
is.
it?
But
Wow.
I know this is going to be off topic, but I was diagnosed with cancer 2020. That's the same year that COVID broke out.
Yeah.
How many vaccines are out there? All right, homie.
Your ass got vaccinated?
I was forced to get vaccinated. I was in the Marines.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So the seizure one's called levetiracetam.
So the first one that they gave me was actually called Keppra. I don't know if anybody has seizures and you go through Keppra and you feel like you get anxiety and you get this rage that just comes out of you, switch out of Keppra and go to Levi. Wow. It's going to take that anger and rage away from you. Yeah, I used to take my seizure pills at the beginning and I feel like I'd be turning into the Hulk.
Really?
Yeah, I'm
about
like,
to start
something
raging.
is going on. Something is wrong.
That's crazy.
Dude,
Temozolomide. That's the cancer or the chemo pills.
Oh.
Yeah, bring all that shit.
Nah, this one. This one, I thought this one was crazy, homie. So, look, check it out. This was my first ever job. This is what was able to get me my, a lot of the things that I did when I was young.
Where was this at?
This was at Tilly's in Dolphin Mall.
What's Tilly's?
Yeah. At the time, it was like a skate shop.
Oh, okay.
Like a skate shop, but like that's really what they do. It's like a skater store.
Want to set it up right
and
there?
And actually, it kind of makes me sad. I made over $250,000 for them.
Wow.
And this is all they gave me. Yeah, this is all they gave me. But I was at the time, I was 15, 16 years old. And I was like, okay, this is cool. Now, at the age I'm now, I look at that and I'm like, wow, like
they could have gave your ass 1% at least. Damn, 2,500. Come on.
And you know what's crazy? they shut the store down and they didn't even, like, I guess they gave us the heads up, but like one day we're at work, the next day, store's gone.
That's fucking nuts.
Sign is gone. Everything is gone. We're like, yo, this place never existed.
That's crazy.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. There was a lot of underage, like, workers stuff going on. So I guess they just had to move on.
Okay. That's a little. What else you got over there? Let's go through more of the props.
So I brought over. So these two flags are really crazy, like super. So this is my actual flag.
This is Nicaragua?
Yeah, it's where I was born. But I just love the triangle. Like, I just love the...
Let's hold it up for the camera.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The all-seeing eye out here. Give me an Illuminati.
You know, that's what's crazy, right? Like, I was born here, and I'm like, why do I got a triangle on my flag? So it's like, I got to do something.
And then, look at that thing in the middle.
You know what I'm saying?
That don't look like a sun. Like, what is that, a hat?
Yeah, I'm starting to study symbology.
Is that your pineal gland? Like, what exactly is that?
You see what
the rainbow? Fascinating.
Yeah, there's something there that they're showing.
And I love that you're from Nicaragua because I don't meet nobody from Nicaragua. Like, I don't know nothing about Nicaragua.
It's beautiful. I mean, I actually want to go back. I want to buy my great-grandmother's house, rebuild it. I want to turn it into like a crib, but I also want to turn it into a gym, like a boxing gym.
Wow, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
And then,
There's a couple of things.
Show me the other.
And then this flag,
Oh, that's the Marines one, huh?
This is the Marine flag, yeah. So, like I said, man, it was my dream to be a Marine, so it kind of broke my heart when they spit me out like nothing.
Damn.
Although I could still go and give them their 33 pull-ups, like,
yeah,
I could still give them everything that they need.
33 pull-ups is a lot.
So, yeah, you got the Semper Fi, the Semper Fidelis, always remain faithful. This is the EGA, the eagle, right? Globe, anchor. That's actually what I wanted.
Tough.
So I'm going to find a way to make my way back over there because I want to earn my EGA. Like, I want them to give me my EGA because I feel like what they did to me.
They robbed you.
They robbed me from the opportunity of getting the chance to earn it. I don't want them to give it to me. Give me my chance to earn it. I was looking forward to going through the crucible. So for those of y'all that don't know what the crucible is, out of all the military branches, the Marines, their boot camp gets extended a little more. Mm-hmm. And the crucible is a 72-hour event where they mimic war. Very little food, very little water, and you go through certain obstacle courses, right? But like, they keep that very in-house, internal, so you got to go through it. And it's very gruesome, but at the end, it's like very rewarding.
Facts.
You know, they have a philosophy of break, build, break, build, build, break. You know, it's some stuff to get you right. And you got to go through the crucible in order to earn your EGA. I was ready for it. I was training for it before I even got to Paris Island, and it just sucks that in my first week, they just did something to my eyes, and they're like, you got to go. I was like, they didn't even, I was like, I could run, bro, put me in the field. Like, make me run, make me do this, make me do all these things. You got to go. But it was a blessing. I came back. Man, coming back was tough. You know what it is? To, like, tell everybody, all right, y'all, I'm gone, I'm leaving, right. And when I come back, babe, you better be ready. Yeah, when I come back, I'm going to be suited up. I'm going to have my VHA. I'm going to have everything.
Damn it. That boy's back in 2 weeks.
It's back in 2 weeks, and I'm just there like this, like, damn, bro, I should have never said nothing. And it took a while, and then that was the death of my ego. That was the death of my pride. So that was a very beautiful moment because, yeah, God put me through that. So I really had, I don't know what got into me, but I had such a high ego and such a high pride, but it'd be subjective. Like, it wouldn't be blatant out, but it would show. And boom, that was just such a, to tell the world, hey, look what I'm going to do, and then sit your head down. And I'm just like, shit, I really did that.
Well, even though you told the world and it didn't happen, like, tell the world, like, what do you have planned now? Like, what do you want to do creative-wise, like, as we wrap up? Like,
okay, so as we wrap up, so it's actually been quite a journey. These last 4 months, not for nothing, but I feel like I did just about everything. I went everywhere and anywhere that I guess the city had to offer, as far as like quick learning opportunities and just quick learning lessons. I'm to the point where I want to create. I want to create, but I want it to be meaningful creations. So like the creations that I have behind me, obviously they're gonna do a lot with the things that inspired me and helped me. right? So, for example, right now I'm into the boxing scene. I don't know why, but there's just something about
You like combat.
martial arts and combat, and I find myself putting the camera in front of that. So that's the subject I'm focused in right now. But I realize it's not the combat, it's the art of the combat, because I understand it's two individuals for whatever reason going to war because they know they have a check at the end of the day to feed their families. You know what I'm saying? Some of them have bad intentions and they do want to mess you up, but some of them are just, it's like hey, let's agree to go to war.
Right.
We're just gonna get a check out of it.
Professional,
So
yeah. We're professional.
and it's just the storytelling. Oh, storytelling, that's what it is. I'm big into storytelling now. I don't want to create nothing if it doesn't have like a story to it. Or
Because nobody cares if it's not a story to it, really.
or I'll create a story to it. I'll be honest with you. For some reason, sports, I don't know why. I'm a victim of sports. I just love sports, and I understand the power that sports has over the Coliseum. Like, I understood what the Coliseum was and what they utilized the Coliseum
It gets
for.
everyone's attention, yeah.
And now we have a whole bunch of Coliseums and a whole bunch of, look at what I'm, you know what
Exactly.
I'm saying? Like, so,
That's how the people in power stay in power.
yeah, dude, sports, like, I love it, but sometimes I'm mad at myself for loving it. But, yeah, so creating, I want to find good stories. That's what I want to do. So, funny. It kind of sounds like journalism work, huh?
I mean, it's funny. I feel like I'm a journalist now. I didn't know shit about journalism, but now I'm like,
now you're like,
I'm a fucking journalist. I
now
be
you're
interviewing motherfuckers and telling stories. That's journalism.
Actually, you know what? To sum it all up, because I was trying to go into this tangent, trying to break down what I wanted to do. Really, 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 you're living the dream. You are.
You want to do some journalism too?
You're living the dream. You're living the dream. I understand what I can do we understand what we can do if we turn on the lights and put the camera and make a really nice set. Like, we can really turn something into nothing with light, right? How does something come? Yeah, sound and light. You could do a lot in this world if you understand sound and you understand light. You could really do a lot. And I want to find cool people. I want to find like-minded individuals. Your intro is my purpose. I'm serious. Your intro is my mission in this life. So
Dope.
whatever I can. Oh, and I also love this. I absolutely hate money. I do. I really do. I hate money. I understand the poison of that paper, the dollar bill. So everything that I create is going to be straight out of love. I stop profiting. Like, what I love, I stop profiting off of it. So the only profit I'll accept is like YouTube monetization and shit like that. But if I'm gonna create with you, yeah, let's create. All that other stuff can get handled, settled. So I also love that too, because, man, money would make, like, when money has such a stronghold over individuals, rightfully so. You need it to open doors, you need it to get resources. That's what it's been utilized for. But the ultimate dream will be to just help people realize that, yo, you have one life. This is your one life. And especially being someone like me, like that, I think I'm the perfect person to tell, like, people, yo, you could really make this life whatever you want. Like, I have stage 4 brain cancer. I somehow find a way to get about that low vibration, get about that low depression, somehow, some way, and build something with it. I was gifted with not gifted, but like, God gifted me the ability to have an instrument and a tool such as a camera to be able to make a name, a brand, a living, and to be able to just create something.
Yeah.
And that's the ultimate thing. Like, I want to be able to clock out and go into the next life and brag
About
to
what
the
you
next
did.
life. Like, yo, look at them talking about me. Look, you see what I did? Look what I did. They're still talking about me over there. And if I have to make movies, if I have to make books, journals, if I have to make any of that, I feel like, man, the stuff that we do really sharpens us to take over the world. I don't want to say it like that. The stuff that we do really sharpens us to be able to create anything that we really want to do.
And I think we can create a new world. There's nothing wrong with that, because I think there's a lot of insanity and craziness happening in the world because it's run by people who to me, they're not in it for the collective good. They're in it for maybe their good, maybe. But if we have people who, if we can get the population to see through the bullshit, because we're kind of, to me, we're doing the same thing and it's not getting any better. The presidents and the local election, like all the politics and all that, like just as we wrap up, like the way things are going, it's not great. But we as a people, as a collective, have the power to change it. But it starts with us. It starts with you, the individual. Change yourself to the person that you want to be, and then you'll be able to inspire others to change into the people that they want to be. That's really what we got to do.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. There's more. There's more. I know there's more of us out there. There's more of us out there. And it's just a matter of time. I feel it. I see it. No, I actually do. I actually do feel it and I do see it. This is one of the spaces that's actually going to be able to bring that, I don't know what to give the proper name for it, but that
like
new,
an awakening.
that new wave.
Yeah.
Like that wave of just light and love.
Yep.
And it's to the point where I understand positive and negatives. So there's always an outlook when there's a lot of negatives. It just means that can only turn positive.
Right.
Right now,
Up
there's
and down.
so much negativity. There's so much. I don't even know why these individuals are killing for whatever reason that they're killing. All I know is that for whatever reason, we just keep funding it.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, bro, shut off the power, cut off the power. Like, what's going on? Like, why are we funding that?
100 billion for war. Why not 100 billion for the people?
Like, and this is what I want to
100
ask
billion for the education.
You don't mind tapping into all that stuff? Because it does kind of get a bit controversial. But like,
we can.
for the platform, you
I'm
don't
with
mind?
it. Yeah, let's keep recording until that fucking camera dies.
Yo, so my thing is right now, right? It first started when the 13 soldiers got killed in Afghanistan. When he pulled away from, like whoever's in charge, whenever they decided to pull away Afghanistan,
yeah,
I was truly hurt and I was truly, like I was crying that day because, yo, 13 like soldiers, U.S. soldiers, just got clipped. And that boy went on air and just, I viewed that as like, yo, when I signed up, I signed up fully active 8152, and it was security forces to protect embassies. On me right now, my job, if I was still in there, would be to protect U.S. embassies and any personnel that is considered, And as we speak, there's U.S. embassies being attacked right now, so there's a good chance. Guess where your boy would have been? And instead, I'm here. So it's like,
right.
God, bro, God has such a beautiful way of working. And to me, because of my history and the background, that was what made me look at this administration a little different. And that's when I started questioning, like, okay, whoever's really running the show does not care about us at all.
See, me, like, I go back all the way to 9/11. I think that shit was an inside job, so motherfuckers
It shows you it is. It really does show you that.
I'm honestly glad we left Afghanistan, but the way I do feel like it was kind of sloppy how we left, all that shit, all the fucking equipment, hundreds of millions of dollars of fucking helicopters and Humvees and ARs that we just left over there, and then people dying. I think that's fucked up. But I was glad we left because we were there so long. Nobody even knew why we were there. People are...
Stargate.
1 million dead Iraqis. Who knows how many dead Afghanis. Like, so many people just dying in that region. And for what? You know what I'm saying? What did we gain? The Taliban took over like weeks after... Like, days after we left. All that death and destruction for what?
Man, somebody had told me Stargates.
What's a Stargate?
Yeah, bro, that's crazy. Stargates, they're real. They're out there, and it just so happened there was a really important one at that time over there. Stargates, think of it as like portals. What they have in Australia, CERN, I think it's Australia.
CERN, yeah.
The particle accelerator. So when they throw them particles at that speed and they collide, what it opens, yeah, it's kind of like a Stargate.
So you're saying aliens?
I'll give you a little something to this. The whites and the grays. So when people talk about aliens, that's really what they really like want to mean, like the whites and the grays. Yeah, they've been here, homie, and they've been doing work. And so my thing is, they want to be us. Like, they want to be human. I think humans are the greatest spectacle. Not the greatest spectacle, but I feel like Earth is that joyful, fun playground, and everybody looks at us and they're like, wow, they're having fun. I want some of that. But since they can't really have like what we have, like, because we were created in such a way, that's why you see, like, I feel like that's why you see, somebody had broken this down to me. They're like, they just try to imitate everything that God does. So the foods, the GMOs, the foods that get. So right now they're doing 3D lab grown meat, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They've done these chemtrails, these fake clouds. Like, they're trying to imitate what's already here.
Like usurp
already created.
nature, take it over, everything synthetic. No, I definitely see that. We are coming into a new pod. We're gonna have to do another podcast and talk about aliens and shit like that.
There's so many topics, and I hope you didn't mind just jumping.
I definitely don't mind jumping, but we do need to wrap it up just because I know what it's like editing these hoes. You've been ran out of battery. We're gonna have to free from this shit right here. But hey, just tell everybody where they can follow you at, Evin. And keep it
so everything, I keep it simple. Everything is by my name. So Evin Bone, EvinBone. That's where you'll always find me.
Tap in, and we're gonna have Evin around here for 60 more years. So
yeah, let's do it.
This will be the first nigga to beat fucking stage 4 brain cancer. How about that?
Yeah, man, I'm excited to see where that testimony takes me. And I just want to give my mama her dream back, really.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad because I saw it, bro. I really did. I saw her make the decision. Yeah, this is my new dream. And it's like, I saw her up on stage. She used to be a model. Mama was she's still beautiful, super gorgeous, tall. She had it. She was going to be an incredible supermodel. And your boy came through.
Things
you know
changed. But I mean, hey, she you know what I'm saying? She made her choices.
That's what I got to do. So. Inspire the world. Yeah, I'm really glad I met you. That was the biggest blessing. I feel like this is a huge like milestone into the future and into what's to come. There's so much more to come.
Yeah, honestly, I'm grateful to meet you too, bro. Like I said, I think you really have a beautiful spirit, like to take on the things that you've taken on and have that still not quitting, still a real positive outlook. I think that's amazing. And it definitely had me motivated. Like, it had me thinking about shit different. I'm like, damn.
Okay. Did this have any type of like impact or any type of thing on you?
I mean, yeah, that's like I said, we met last week. I was like thirsty as fuck to get bro on the pod. I'm like, yeah, like this shit is, because again, like everybody knows they're gonna die, but when you get a timeline that's way sooner than you thought, I think that does put a different perspective on how you think and how you move. But it's like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, why didn't I live my life to the fullest before? Like, why did I have to wait till I was gonna die?
Yeah.
And so it's
thank you.
And that's what I don't want people to fall into that trap of like, oh, I had to wait until something terrible happened before I started taking my life serious and not taking it for granted.
I'm so grateful that like I met you. That's exactly what I should have just said that. That's the entire podcast. That's all I wanted to say in the podcast. Right there. That's beautiful. Yes, man. It's one life. Take the shot, man. Give it all you got, bro. For real. Fall down if you gotta fall down, but get up. And bro, you really do got one life. And if you're not having fun, start having fun.
Facts.
Start having fun.
Evin, I appreciate you, man. This won't be the last one.
Yeah,
that's for sure.